Greetings and blessings, butterflies. Welcome back. I'm Famous Dia Moore, and I'm here with your Fragments Before Flight reading. For whenever this message finds you, it was meant for you. My butterflies, here at Fragments Before Flight, we explore the emotional, behavioral, and triggers and patterns that may pop up for us along our journey towards our desired path. But these patterns and behaviors and blockages, they create limitations for us. So here we're trying to just explore them and find ways that we can acknowledge them and work through them so that we don't miss out on aligning ourselves with our divine paths. So I'm not going to hold us up. I'm going to pull a shadow work card from here, from the shadow work deck, and then we're going to use Love Oracle to clarify the shadow work that we... No, I'm going to do it the other way. Spirit just told me to do it the other way. I'm going to use a Love Oracle card, and then we're going to clarify with a shadow work card. So that's how we're going to do it. There we go. I did a pre-shuffle before I turned the camera on, so I don't have to do a long shuffle. I did a full Love Oracle reading last night on my YouTube channel. It's under the same name as here. Be sure to check it out if you want to know any information about the love reading. The love reading starts at 49:51 on the clock. So let's cut the cards and see which oracle we have for this Fragments Before Flight reading. Overall energy, turn it up, I had the deck upside down, is hoping, which is expecting, faith, and manifesting. So the energy that we will be working with today is shallow. This energy has shown up a lot. Shallow, which is hollow, empty, and boredom. I'm getting the impression that someone has a very narrow viewpoint of something. They can't see the bigger picture. There is something creating blockages. Let's see what shadow work we get to go along with this card. We get the message by Carl Jung. Knowing your own darkness is the best method for dealing with the darkness of other people. Wow. I'll have to say, I'll start off by being transparent. There was a time during my journey when this message, I want to read it again for us all. Knowing your own darkness is the best method for dealing with the darkness of other people. There was a time in my journey, this card, that shadow work card, was haunting me. Oh my goodness. It really was. And it really had me in a chokehold, trying to get the understanding of knowing my own darkness. I'll admit, I wasn't very aware of my own darkness at the time, but that's another story. Let's get into these cards. Okay, when it comes to the Love Oracle card we have, the card of Shallow. This card, my butterflies, is pointing to something that is surface level. Like I said, it's a very narrow viewpoint, a very narrow vision. And this could be in reference to connections, because we're doing a love reading. So this is in reference to the connections. But this is about avoidance of, gaining deeper connections, or it's about focusing on appearances rather than, true substance. This card could also be revealing to us when someone isn't willing or possibly ready to do the deep dive emotionally in butterflies. Now, when we go to the shadow work card, this is speaking of self-awareness. This is when we must go in the inside and acknowledge our own wounds, our flaws, those shadows that we, have hidden in the closet. This is where we gain compassion and clarity for others instead of, coming through with judgment and projection. So, my butterflies, through this self-awareness, it's protecting us from this hollowness, from this boredom, from these empty feelings. Even in connections, the connections that we may be attached to may be shallow. It may not just be a feeling that we are putting out. That may be the reality that we're living in when it comes to our connections. But by owning our own shadows, by owning our own darkness, this is the best way for us to see through the facades. And this is how we avoid getting stuck in relationships that lack real and true depth. So, my butterflies, instead of us reacting to others' darknesses, it's time for us to take a moment to be mindful and recognize and choose. We have the power to choose always. When we see someone else's darkness, we can choose to engage or not engage. And we can do that with our own. When we discover what's holding us back, what's got us at a standstill, we can choose to disengage or to continue to engage. The choice is yours, my butterflies. But whatever it is, when you choose to disengage, when you choose to recognize somebody else's power, somebody else's darkness, and you can relate to it because you recognize your own, this is true empowerment. Because you're no longer fooled by the surface. You understand that you want love and connection. And that is real, my butterflies. That is not shallow. To want those things, to want real love and connection. To not want to have a narrow viewpoint. To not have empty feelings. That's the real, true road to intimacy and love. I want to leave us all with an affirmation for this message, my beautiful butterflies. And this affirmation is going to be, by knowing my own shadows, I choose depth over the shallow. I honor love that is true, real, and most importantly, aligned with my soul. My beautiful butterflies, I hope these messages were helpful to you in some type of way. I hope these messages assist you in aligning yourself with the love that you deserve and aligns you with your inner soul healing. Because my healing is your healing and your healing is mine. So let's transform together. Welcome to your metamorphosis, butterflies. And until next time, you all have a blessed, safe, loved, and content rest of your day.